Hey guys, this is Dr. Laura Koniver, and today I'm going to do a real quick video to show you all of the different surfaces outside that don't ground you. It's really important to know what will actually ground you and what won't ground you when you're taking the time to intentionally connect with the earth outside. And I made a video about 15 different earth surfaces that ground you, that you may not even know ground you when you walk by them every single day, that you could be touching along the way and getting easily grounded without adding another minute to your daily routine. But just as important is to know what doesn't ground you. And I was requested after that video to make one that shows things that won't ground you that are outside that you think might. So today I'm just gonna walk around my neighborhood and just test these different surfaces for you. So today I brought my ground test meter that I'm always using in these videos. You can use any ground test meter, but this is the one that I use. And usually you plug these ground test meters into an outlet, a grounded outlet. But what's only really important about this is that the meter is connected to a ground source. So that's why when you plug it into an outlet, this ground prong is going in the grounded port of an outlet. All that's really important then is that this grounded prong here is being grounded so that we can test if there's continuity between the earth outside and whatever you're testing, whatever surface you're testing, whether it's a grounding tool or a surface indoors or outdoors. And so it's not really important that this is in an actual grounded outlet. That can be one source of the grounding contact, but really anything that's grounded, if this is touching it, then you can use it as a continuity tester. So when we're outside, all we have to do, and I'll try and show you this, is plug this directly into the earth itself. And then you're using the actual earth to make contact with that grounded prong. And then let's test. Now how my test meter works is it tells me if there's resistance. So if I'm ungrounded, it's gonna say high. It's gonna say you're not grounded. There's high resistance on the line. If I am grounded and there's only a little bit of resistance in the line, but I'm grounded, it's gonna say, okay, you're grounded. And if there's low resistance, it's gonna say you're really grounded, and the low is gonna come on because there's no resistance on the line. So let's test right now. I should be grounded because I was sitting on brick. I'm gonna show you. It's hard. This is a low-tech video today. I'm just walking around with my cell phone. So I'm standing on the earth, and this is plugged into the earth, and it's saying there's no resistance because I'm directly standing on the earth. So that's awesome. I'm grounded. Now what happens? The first thing I want to show you is when you're wearing shoes, are you grounded? So this shows you I should be grounded when I'm standing on brick. I'm going to slide some shoes on and I'm going to test again and get right back to you. Okay, I put my sneakers on. I'm on the same brick. High resistance, not grounded. That means I'm not grounded. Slip them back off and make sure that I was grounded. Now it's low resistance, totally grounded. What happens if you do flip-flops? Sure, everybody knows sneakers have rubber soles and you can't get grounded through closed-toed shoes like that, but what about if I feel like I'm grounded because I'm basically barefoot, right? Am I grounded though? Nope. High resistance, which means there is no contact between me and the earth. Okay, here is the perfect contrast to show you the different intensities of grounding. So I have it plugged into the earth directly, and I'm gonna touch the grass directly, and you're gonna see that since I'm directly on the earth, there is almost no resistance, and so I'm directly grounded, and that's why the low resistance light shines up. That's the strongest ground I can test. Cement, sidewalks, and I showed this in previous videos, but they are semiconductors, so you are grounded when touching that. And this is shown by the green OK light. So there's a little bit more resistance because the ground has to filter through concrete and cement, but it will. And so yeah, I'm grounded. But what happens when I step onto a road? This is similar to concrete, but it has tar and different additives that coat it to make it last longer, but it's acting like the plastic sole of a shoe. It's acting like the painted metal that was not grounding me. This will not ground me. So we're gonna go from the concrete that grounds me. See the okay? When I'm stepping on concrete. Now we're gonna step on the road. Nope, not grounded because of that. Ooh, that was hot. Not grounded because this has a coating on it. So think of tar and think of asphalt as basically being outside but with rubber soles on that is blocking the grounding flow. So you want to be on natural earth surfaces, you want to be on man-made surfaces such as cement and concrete, but you do not want to be on asphalt or you will not be grounded. Okay, so we talked about how the road itself is not grounded, but the cement on the edge is, and curbs are. So I have this plugged in, and I want you to know and see that this car is parked on the conductive part of the earth. Here, I'll show you. Conductive. So when you're in the car, are you grounded with tires, even if it's on a groundable surface? No, that shows that the car itself, because of that rubber tire, is not grounded because it's up off the earth. And what about the metal body of the car? Nope, even the entire metal body of the car is totally ungrounded. That's how effectively we live, completely disconnected from the earth, even if you're in your car and you've got your windows down and you've got the top off if you've got a convertible and you just feel like you're soaking in that fresh air and that sunshine. You aren't grounded, because this is how effective human beings have been at making synthetic insulatory materials, which have their place, absolutely. But when you're trying to be grounded intentionally for your health, you have to know that it's as simple as putting a rubber tire on a car or on your bike or on a wheelchair or on a stroller, and it's up off the ground. It just needs the tiniest, thinnest layer of synthetic rubber or any kind of synthetic material. Even could be that you're wearing polyester pants and you're sitting on the ground. That thin polyester fiber or sheets on your bed over your grounding tool. If you've got synthetic sheets or wearing synthetic fibered clothing, that is enough to keep you completely disconnected, even if you were laying on the earth itself outside. So just be aware of that when you want to get grounded. You've got to be real intentional at having no barrier between you and the earth. Okay, we're gonna plug this into the earth. We're gonna see if I'm grounded normally. Nope, high resistance. And here is the metal handrail. If I touch it, am I grounded? No. So even as I'm walking up these steps, if I'm touching the railing, I am not gonna be grounded, because this is power-coated metal. And that coating is the same as me putting on a sneaker on my foot or a flip-flop on my foot. Looks like I should be grounded, but that plastic is telling me, nope, that has nothing to do with the natural energy of the earth. Now if I'm walking up this, or barefoot, the steps itself, these would be grounded. Let's test. I'm not grounded, but if I touch this, I'm grounded. So what option does that give you? It gives you the option that if I'm on my lunch break, or I just am chatting with a friend, or I'm even just checking my emails on my phone, I can sit here, right? If you find some cement steps outside or a curb that you can sit on, am I grounded just by touching it with my hand? Yeah, the ground test meter shows and proves to me I'm totally grounded right now. Hot and sweaty, but grounded. Okay guys, so I'm in flip-flops. So let's see, I'm not grounded, high resistance. But if I touch this metal, low resistance, as if touching this was as if I was directly on the earth itself. Very awesome. We have a crosswalk here, so I'm gonna plug my test meter into the ground. Let me turn my camera around and show you what I'm doing. Yes, see that? That is as strong of a ground as if I was laying on the ground. So, okay, my goodness, I have so many cars looking at me right now. But that is a way to show you that you could have high heels on, business loafers, a suit, a three-piece suit, a jacket. You could be freezing cold, it could be the winter, it could be raining. I could have an umbrella and plastic from head to toe keeping me dry. But when I'm pushing that crosswalk button and touching the post right there for a minute while I'm waiting, I'm totally grounded as if it was summer and I was laying out on the beach. So you gotta be creative. There are so many things you pass every single day that'll ground you, but there are also some that won't. So it's really good to be aware that if things are painted, if things are coated with something that's artificial and man-made, like paint or like the asphalt of the road, if it's black with tar, if it's a fake plastic fence, if it is a fake wicker plastic chair, even if it's real lumber, but it's dried out, it's dead, it's treated wood, it's not going to ground you. Even if it's decorative accents like pine straw or mulch, unless it's very, very moist, it's not going to ground you. If it's thick, dry sand, or thick, dry, super dry ice or snow, again, it needs moisture or it's just not going to ground you. So be aware of that, because you want to maximize the amount of grounding you get when you're going to be outside. All right, guys, what if I'm out in the woods on a hike, okay? And I'm standing right next to a signpost. Let's see if I can get it in this video here. A signpost made out of wood. It's directly in the ground, trying to show you. It's directly in the ground, coming up And let's see, we've tested lumber in a couple different ways, but I want you to know, even when you're in the woods, if it is dried lumber, it is not going to ground you. So let's test. Let's see if I'm grounded touching it. Nope, high resistance. So this, not grounded. The earth is grounded, but this will not conduct the grounding energy up to it. Even in nature, it's the same as the dried lumber of your deck or your picnic table. If it's not alive, like this fallen tree, it's not going to ground you. So I've got my ground test meter plugged into the earth. I'm not grounded because I've got flip-flops on. And now I'm touching this fallen tree and I'm not grounded. What about this living tree? It's alive, but it has very thick, dry bark right here. So is this gonna ground me? Nope. This is similar to thick, dry sand. It would be conductive if it was moist, but since this is dry and super thick, it's not grounding me. But the tree itself inside, if this was thinner bark or I was touching the leaves up there, I would be grounded. So you wanna look for moist, living parts of the earth's crust and you'll be grounded. Okay, now I'm here in my garage. And if you have a basement or a garage that's a concrete slab, I'm gonna show you that you are powerfully grounded. This slab is poured directly on the earth and it grounds me. See that low resistance? I am as grounded as back when I was standing directly on the grass outside. So this is an awesome, sheltered, wonderful place for me to ground during the winter because I can put a fan on in my garage, I can put a heater on in my garage, and I can come out here and read a book or even bring my laptop out here and be grounded as if I was outside. So when you have terrible, weather that's like ice or rain or snow that's preventing you, or scorching heat that's preventing you from being outside for long periods of time, you can find a slab to be on. But this is to really show you what doesn't ground you. So now I'm on carpet. Am I grounded? Nope, high resistance. That carpet is blocking me from the powerful ground that's right there. Here's another example. I have steps leading into my home that are made out of lumber. And am I grounded? This is a natural surface, right? So you'd hope I'd be grounded, and we know it connects directly with that cement, which we know is powerfully grounded, but am I grounded on dry lumber? Nope, I'm not. All right, I can't be out in that heat any longer, so that's it for today. If you want a complete list of all of the different health benefits from being grounded that the medical literature has proven in medical studies that have been published, go to my website and click on medical studies, and I have a list for you of all of the different grounding studies. And on my YouTube channel, I have a lot of different videos, and on my website, I also have a free downloadable grounding book that's all about how to get grounded. And 10 minutes a day for 10 days will have you feeling better than you feel right now, for sure. So I hope to see you over at my website at www.intuition-physician.com.